We've got the TCE Vortex Mini Flanger here. This is a nice little unit. I'm gonna show you how to use everything I know about it. So just a brief overview of the controls. You got the speed, you got the depth, and you got the feedback. And it also has a true bypass stomp switch, and you can use the tone print feature, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So the Vortex Mini Flanger, it doesn't have a battery compartment. You have to use a power supply. So I've got the power supply here as an example, the MXR ISO brick. You can use any one of these, except don't use anything above 9 volts, but any 9-volt port is gonna work just fine on the ISO brick. So this is my current setup. These are my pedals. There's the amp over there. That goes amp. So it'd be guitar right here, then tuner, envelope filter, compressor, drive, distortion, EQ, chorus, reverb, and then a noise gate at the very end. And then the flanger, the MXR, and then the Ditto X2 and black box, those are all in the effects loop of the amp. So it's gonna look something like this. I understand that not everybody has an effects loop, so it would be totally fine to put it with other time-based and modulation effects at the end of your chain. Now, if you don't have an effects loop, like I mentioned, it can go a lot like this. Just put the flanger with your other modulation effects like chorus, which comes after distortion and drive, but you're gonna be putting the flanger before your reverb and your looper and stuff like that. Right before the end of the amplifier. So let's take a look at each control one by one. We've got the speed knob. What that does is it controls the speed of the flanger effect. Pretty self-explanatory. We've got the depth that controls the intensity of the effect. The more you turn the knob, the more it's going to sound out of tune. And we've got the feedback that controls the amount of the delay that creates the flanger. Now that we've got all the basic controls out of the way, I'm going to show you one of the coolest things about TCE products, and that's the tone print feature. So that means that you can use your iPhone and the tone print app, and you beam presets directly into your guitar. Setting up the tone prints on the TCE Vortex Mini, super straightforward. I'll show you how to do it. You just go into the app after you've downloaded it, of course, hit tone print. Wait for it to load, scroll down to whatever pedal you're using, in this case the Mini Flanger, hit Vortex Mini Flanger. Let's go down to a Brian Head Welch. You're gonna know that the preset loaded on the pedal properly because it's gonna flash green a bunch of times like this. And it's really important for it to flash really fast, 4 or 5 times after the initial flashes. And if it doesn't do that, it means that it didn't load properly. And I think it's worth stating that, while normally I would probably do some presets and stuff for you to use, I think with the TCE setup, with the tone print, the fact that you can load in any preset from like any artist that you want, I think it kind of negates the need for that. I will tell you one thing about the Vortex Mini though, and that's that if you put all the dials at halfway, every single one, the speed, the depth, the feedback, I find it that alone is a good flanger tone. I like the way it sounds, and usually I'll jam on it if I have like a slow paced song, like I'll play for you in a sec. But other than that, I don't really have much else to say. This is a really sweet pedal. I like it a lot. It's tiny, it doesn't take up any space on your board, and that's it. We'll see you in the next video.